Coming up on your news at 5, the Anchorage Police Department is asking for your help. We have who they're looking for. And the dismantling of the Department of Education continues. Now a different agency will handle all student loans. Later, students are looking to expand their knowledge of the brain. We'll take you to the annual BrainB.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
High school students in Anchorage are getting brainy this weekend at the BrainB competition on the University of Alaska Anchorage campus, and one professor hopes their interest might bring more scholars to the field. This story coming up on your news at 5, but first, the Anchorage Police Department is asking for your help. They are looking for Angel Jackson. Jackson is a 20-year-old who was most recently charged with assault on a police officer, resisting arrest, and entering or remaining on bus property in violation of notice. Jackson is wanted with a warrant for escape after leaving the Midtown Center. Jackson is around 5 feet tall, weighs around 100 pounds, and had black hair with brown eyes. If you see Jackson, you are encouraged to call police dispatch at 311 or submit a tip at Anchorage Crime Stoppers. And now let's head on over to the Weather Center for a first look at the forecast with Robert Forget.
Hey, Adelmi, well, I'll tell you what, it's been a nice, fairly nice spring-like day throughout much of Alaska. Let's go ahead and look right now at the current conditions around the state. And you can see we have some cloudiness, especially out in the Aleutian Chain, also in McGrath and Bethel with that, a little bit of scattered showers and blowing snow conditions up on the slope. But for the most part, we are seeing fairly mild weather. And current conditions in the interior, 37, Delta Junction, Fairbanks 39, 26 though. Fort Yukon under sunny skies, Tokesee and a few clouds. Fairbanks hit 40 today, the low 2 last night. Normally about 28 and 1. Wow, what a difference when you're 12 degrees warmer. And for Anchorage and also for the South Central, as I said, we've seen a few showers around the coastal sections, but for the most part, a little bit of rain goes with that sun and clouds in the interior part of South Central with 44 in Palmer, also Talkeetna 41, 40 at Golcana. And looking at Anchorage, 40 the high today, 26 the low, normally 34 and 20. So above the norms, as has been the case over the last 2 months. And here is the forecast for some places, Anchorage, Fairbanks, Juneau, and Bethel, looking at sunshine and Anchorage, also in Fairbanks. Juneau will see rain tomorrow, and mostly sunny skies expected in Bethel with a temperature of 40 in Anchorage. Fairbanks going to hit about 33, 39 in Juneau, and about 10 degrees in Bethel. Have all the forecasts for all the regions coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Robert. Articles about the Holocaust, sexual assault, and suicide prevention are among those that have been purged or flagged for removal from Pentagon websites. The purge is a result of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's order to scrub articles promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion content from its platforms. A database contained by CNN shows more than 24,000 articles could be purged or have already gone. However, dozens reviewed by CNN have no apparent connection to DEI programs, including articles about the Holocaust, cancer awareness, and September 11th remembrance. Much of the content was scrubbed through an automated process and not by individual units. In a statement, the Pentagon press secretary says if content was removed by mistake, then it will be corrected. And Elon Musk visited the Pentagon on Friday for a meeting with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, but there were a number of questions about why Musk was there. Stetson Miller is at the White House and tells us more about why the visit is causing controversy.
President Trump said that Elon Musk was at the Pentagon Friday to discuss DOGE and dismissed reporting from the New York Times that said he was there for a top-secret meeting about potential war plans with China. Elon Musk's visit to the Pentagon Friday morning sparked a firestorm of questions and controversy as the billionaire continues to make his way across Washington. It started with a report from the New York Times that said Musk was meeting with defense officials to discuss the U.S. military's potential plans for war with China and claimed that that would be a dramatic expansion of his role. But President Trump said that news Friday was false.
He's finding tremendous waste, fraud, and abuse. But I certainly wouldn't want, Elon has businesses in China, and he would be susceptible perhaps to that. But it was such a fake story.
Musk said in a post on X that the outlet was, quote, pure propaganda, and said he was looking forward to the prosecutions of people who were releasing false information. Hegseth was also at the White House Friday to announce the U.S. Air Force's most sophisticated fighter jet yet, the F-47. He also addressed the claims.
We welcomed him today to the Pentagon to talk about DOGE, to talk about efficiencies, to talk about innovations. It was a great informal conversation. The rest of that reporting was fake. There was no war plans. There was no Chinese war plans. There was no secret plans.
Nonetheless, Democrats began speaking out against the meeting on social media, saying that Musk should not have access to such sensitive information. Musk's visit to the Pentagon came just after it announced that it's making $580 million in spending cuts. At the White House, I'm Stetson Miller.
The Small Business Administration is slashing staff amid the Trump administration's cuts to the federal workforce. Friday, the SBA's chief Kelly Loeffler announced around 2,700 positions will be cut. That's 43% of staff. The layoffs will include temporary workers and voluntary resignations. However, the agency said its core service wouldn't be impacted. On top of the reductions, President Trump said the SBA will take on student loans from the Department of Education.
I've decided that the SBA, the Small Business Administration, headed by Kelly Loeffler, is a terrific person, will handle all of the student loan portfolio. We have a portfolio that's very large, lots of loans.
According to two sources, the student loan portfolio totals a staggering $1.8 trillion in debt, and an estimated 40% of loans are past due. President Trump also announced that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and the Department of Health and Human Services will lead funding efforts for special needs students. And still to come on the news at 5, students are showing off their neuroscience skills at the BrainB. We'll show you what the students are up to. And a more traditional show is underway this weekend. We'll take you to the Alaska Kennel Club dog show after the break.
Alaska's news source.
High school students in Anchorage are getting brainy this weekend at the BrainB competition. The competition at UAA gave students a chance to interact with a variety of different brain-related activities, like a tour of a cadaver lab, working with lab rats, and a virtual brain tour in the university's planetarium. The winner of the BrainB competition will move on to a national competition at Rutgers University and compete for the chance to represent the United States in the International BrainB. Dr. Chris Jung, an associate biology professor at UAA, tells us he hopes days like these will foster an interest in neuroscience. And if it does, students in Alaska will have an opportunity to pursue their interests at UAA.
And also a lot of these students that come to the BrainB actually go to UAA, and we do have a neuroscience minor that we've developed that's interdepartmental, interdisciplinary neuroscience related minor, so that they can take courses in aviation, psychology, biology, physiology, even business, such as AI. And so we have so many cool courses that are neuroscience related, and they can get this neuroscience minor with their degree.
Dogs started through the Denina Center today for the Alaska Kennel Club Dog Show. The canine beauty competition showcased breeds of all kinds from around Anchorage and the state. Competitors were first judged within their breeds and will later move on to mixed groups later in the day. The show also had a junior handler competition where children were able to show off their furry competitors. According to participants, the show provides an opportunity to not only compete, but to connect with others and learn about other breeds.
I always feel that I learn something new. Every time I go to a show, I ask people, I pick brains, and so that's fun too. Just learning something new, but also seeing those folks that you love, and of course the dogs that you love as well.
The competition will continue tomorrow as the pool of competing dogs narrows down to the, quote, best in show, end quote. Later on your news at 5, heavyweight boxer George Foreman passed away last night. We'll take a look back at the legacy he leaves behind.
And I'll have your complete forecast after the break, but first, here is our daylight hours. We're going to look at Juneau with 12 hours and 30 minutes, 12 hours and 33 minutes expected for Bethel, Fairbanks 12 hours and 39 minutes, and Anchorage 12 hours and 35 minutes. Feels like spring out there.
When it feels good. Waking up, and you got more than coffee filling up your cup. Got a good kind of feeling inside, 'cause you started off the morning just right. Great way to wake up, I like it, gonna be another great day to wake up. It's a great way to wake up kind of day. Oh, it's a great way to wake up.
Hey everybody, this is Keegan with your weekly trail report from NSAA, and Winter 2.0 is here. The trails are back in action. I'm up here at Hillside, and you can see the skiers are out enjoying the tracks. We are excited to be back skiing again. So we were able to pack the lighted loop up here with the piston bully yesterday, and they got out on some of the other trails last night. So skiing is good out here. They've also expanded the grooming at Kincaid Park. So we hope you enjoy this week of skiing.
When our clean, shiny truck arrives at your house, it's the sign of a new beginning, a clean start, a breath of fresh air. 1-800-GOT-JUNK is full-service junk removal. I've got a partner who lives down the street from you, and we're anxious to come to your rescue. When your home feels clean and happy, the people inside feel clean and happy too. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Start TV is for everyone, so start watching.
I insist.
Amazing. Hold it. Start TV on channel 2.3.
How we doing? Every morning, it's all happening on Today, Monday.
This is where the games begin.
Today takes you inside the world of Wordle. And Savannah puts her puzzle skills to the ultimate test. Monday, only on Today.
Well, welcome back. Let's look at high temperatures for today. And I don't know if you noticed, but all our high temperatures are above zero, with 1 in Utiavik, Dead Horse at 2 in Kotzebue. As we get into the interior, 40 in Fairbanks, also 40 in Anchorage, 37 in McGrath. That temperature just went up in Fairbanks at 40. It was 39 just about a half hour ago. 11 in Bethel, 34 in King Salmon, 35 in Adak, and over in Ketchikan, 46 with 47 in Sitka. As we take a look and see what's happening, reason we're getting this spring-like weather for the most part is because high pressure still dominates much of the area, and we're getting a little bit of a block in our next system that's coming in. We do have these 3 low-pressure systems, and they're producing the showers throughout some of the coastal areas, and also it's this low-pressure system and its associated front that's producing the rain in the southeast panhandle and will for you tomorrow as well. So let's put this in motion. This is 5 o'clock on Saturday, and you'll see that the high pressure starts to move in, almost creating a barrier here with the low pressure that's right behind it. So that'll be a main factor for the next 48 hours. But for these little lows, they're going to linger a little bit, producing some scattered showers along the coastal sections. And again, that rain basically in the morning, rain, snow in the morning, then rain in the afternoon, tapering off by Tuesday. This low also will still stay alive as the other ones start to diminish as we get into Monday. It'll move to the south, and with it still has a little bit of moisture, so we might see that in the coastal sections. And then, of course, we've got this secondary front that's going to bring in some more rain as we get into late Tuesday for the southeast panhandle. Notice this high pressure here. It's a little bit of a ridge there. It's not going to be able to really let that low come in with any significance. So it looks like we're going to continue to share pretty much the same type of weather pattern that we've seen over the last 2 or 3 days. So for the southeast, I mentioned it already, rain. Temperatures right around 40 for Juneau, 42 for Petersburg, 49 in Skagway. Also Yakutat looking at a little mix of showers and then some sunshine in the afternoon, and Sitka hitting about 44 degrees. Mostly sunny for the interior with that sunshine. Fairbanks going to see about 33, could get to about 35. Healy 36, looking at 21 in Fort Yukon. A lot of these winds coming out of the north bring in that cooler air. So when you see that northeast wind, that's what's bringing in some of that cooler air that keeps that temperature a little bit at bay. 32 in Tok. Also, we're going to see 34 in Delta Junction. windy, and also with that, the blowing snow as it's kicked up. Looking at those wind gusts to about 35 for Utqiagvik tomorrow and tonight. Dead Horse, the same thing, gusting to about 35. Temperature still right around zero. The nighttime lows in the about negative 10 to negative 6. We're also looking at Wainwright, seeing some blowing snow too. Anativik Pass, 16 degrees. Look for sunshine for you. Out in the west, we do have a winter weather advisory for Shaktoolik, also Amonic, and that'll change. That'll die off as we get into tomorrow morning. It's really blowing snow. Nome's going to see 8 tomorrow, 4 in Gambles, 10 in Bethel. Again, a mixture of sun and clouds, but snowy in Galena, Unalakleet, and also in McGrath. Unalakleet also under that winter weather advisory, not Amonic. I said that by mistake. Lucian's going to see a little bit of clouds and sunshine. A little bit of windy conditions, but for the most part, rather on the dry side. And as we go into South Central, AM showers giving way to some sunshine in the afternoon for Homer. Kodiak going to see a mixture of rain and snow, but mostly rain, 40 for you. Kenai at 41. Let's go up into the Prince William Sound area. Look for sunshine from Glen Allen all the way down to Whittier with temperature of 42. Matsu, sunny. And Talkeetna looking at temperatures in the 40s, as well as the Valley with 43, low 40s. Sunny and 40 for Anchorage, and Girdwood about 42 degrees. So that's a look at the weather. I'll have the 7-day forecast for a few locations when we come back.
Thank you, Robert. Friday was the United Nations' first annual World Day for glaciers, but it comes as scientists say the huge ice masses are melting at an alarming rate. A new report from UNESCO finds that glaciers are retreating at a faster pace than ever before. The UN agency says the last 3 years have shown the largest glacial loss on record. Scientists say the amount of ice lost since 1975 is equivalent to an ice block the size of Germany with a thickness of 82 feet. Glaciers are a crucial source of drinking water for about 2 billion people. The UN report says the dramatic global ice loss is expected to speed up even more because of climate change.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.